6, 7, 8.
Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are, so we tell them, we are the Titans, mighty Titans, mighty Titans.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Titan Town for another Tennessee Titans video. Finally! I'm sorry for the long hiatus, but I am back and I've got a lot of video content in mind, so be sure to punch that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that went absolutely right for the Tennessee Titans in 2018. I wanted to start after this long break on a positive note, so that's why I'm doing this video first. I'm also going to be doing 5 things that went absolutely wrong for the Tennessee Titans that if you're catching this a few days later, you'll find it linked to the end of this video. You'll find this video linked to the end of that video. But also I'm going to be doing some more around the NFL stuff. I'm also going to be doing some mock drafts, some scouting reports. So be sure to punch that subscribe button for all that. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you like the content. I really appreciate that, guys. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Starting out, number 5, this defense as a whole, it ranked number 8 throughout the season, which is very, very good. Top 10 defense. It's phenomenal, especially with some of the pieces that we had with older players, some guys who were unproven. But I specifically want to point out Jayon Brown, who finished the season with 94 tackles. 64 of those were solo, I believe. I'm not looking at my notes currently. I decided to just kind of freestyle this one instead of look at my notes. But he also had 10 quarterback hits, 6 sacks. He had an interception, which went for a pick 6. He had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. He was just all over the place. He was a lot of fun to watch. I said back throughout the preseason that Jayon Brown is quickly becoming one of my favorite Titans, and that he absolutely has done. So number 5 is that went absolutely right for the Tennessee Titans is that defense. Number 4, I'm going to say special teams. Darius Jennings finished 4th throughout the entire NFL for return yards, but he was 1st on yards per return, which is phenomenal. Our gunners were great. Kevin Byard, along with Dane Cruikshank. I'm not exactly sure Kevin Byard was a gunner. It seems like I do remember him, or that might be from previous years, but Dane Cruikshank did a lot of good things as a gunner. Brett Kern averaged 44 yards a punt, or I think it might have been 47 yards a punt. One of the two, I can't remember. His long might have been 47. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. You have to forgive me for that. But he did finish with, I believe it was 20-some-odd punts that landed inside the 20-yard line, which is also great. Number 3, and a lot of you guys are going to hate me for this one because I know how a lot of you feel. I see it on Facebook. I've seen it on Twitter. I know how you feel about this guy, but I'm going to say Blaine Gabbert. I'm very happy to have Blaine Gabbert as our backup quarterback. After having Matt Castle for the last couple of years, I was really happy with Gabbert. He finished with a 2-1 record as a starter. He helped us beat 2 division rivals. He also started the game, but he didn't finish against the Eagles, who were the Philadelphia Eagles, who were the Super Bowl champions. He started that game. We ended up winning that game. So I'm happy with Blaine Gabbert. Big upgrade over Matt Castle. I know some of you guys aren't happy with him, but you're not going to find a Nick Foles or a Joe Flacco or a Tyrod Taylor, I guess, at this point, which I'm also fixing to make a video about where will the available quarterbacks go next season as well, so stay tuned for that. But you're not going to find those types of guys on the market. You really got to have your franchise quarterback, and then a backup quarterback can come in and win you a couple of games if he has to, which Matt Castle did. He finished 60% of his passes for 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, which isn't bad. He also added, I believe, another touchdown on the ground, so he come in, he did his job. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to beat the Colts for us to get us into the playoffs, but he did what he had to do. Number 2, I'm going to say our draft picks. We hit on every draft pick we had. Now, Rashaan Evans come in and started the year hurt, but once he kind of developed and got to speed, now you got to think these guys don't have a break during the offseason like regular veterans do. They will this season, but as a rookie, you're getting ready for combine, pro days, all kinds of different things. You're traveling around, meeting different teams, going to different meetings, all that type of thing. So he hasn't had a break. And then not only that, he's having to learn a whole new system, whole new terminology, learn whole new players, develop chemistry with those guys. And he missed the first couple of weeks of the season. And then once he kind of got out there, you kind of seen at the beginning, you kind of actually got to watch him grow throughout the season, and he had a big game against the Jaguars. Harold Landry was arguably our best pass rusher this season. The only one that I could say would even compete with Landry for our best pass rusher would be Brian Orakpo, but both of them were pretty good. Harold Landry, he still has room to grow, and I believe he will. You got to remember, this season's the first time he played football in 10 months, so he had to be rusty, and he had a big preseason and ended up having a big season. Well, not technically a big season, but a very productive season as well. Moving on, and Dane Cruikshank, sorry, I wanted to throw that out there. I mentioned him earlier on special teams, but he was a good special teams player for us. You've seen Darius Jennings ladder him the ball on that return against the Colts. He also did some good things as a gunner, so Dane Cruikshank was also a good special teams player for us as well. Those were the only draft picks we had. We had Luke Falk, but he ended up getting cut. He was a 6th-round pick, went to the Dolphins, played a little bit of a spy for the Dolphins in that first game for us. But anyways, moving on to number 1, you guys should have already been able to guess what this was. Derrick Henry. Boy, when he came alive, did he ever come alive. He broke so many records on that Thursday night football game against the Jaguars. He broke the franchise rushing record. He tied the Thursday night football longest run record. There was a couple of other records that he either broke or tied. I can't remember what they were off the top of my head, but he was so fun to watch. I really like that style of football. That's my personal favorite style of football. I like watching a guy get the ball, run the rock. I like to see him because, to me, and you might feel differently, and that's okay, that's your opinion. To me, when a guy runs the football, he's having to get through 10 guys or 11 guys and take it to the house. He's trying to run through them. If you're dropping back and you're throwing a deep pass, basically most of the time you either have your guy against one other guy, and whoever wins, or sometimes it's even 2 guys that they got safety help over the top. So I really like watching that style of football where they run the ball, and it's just basically exerting your dominance, saying this is what I'm going to do, and you can't stop me. None of your guys on your side of the ball can stop me. So that was really fun to watch. But anyways, guys, if I left something off, definitely comment, let me know. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate the support. It's good to be back. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day and tighten up.